Perfect. Thank you. Welcome, everybody, to the 436 work session with City Council and the Board of Review. Thank you for being up here to discuss the update to the International Fire Code. Chief, do I turn it over to you? Yeah, why don't we start with you, and maybe you could give some context and some a nice summary of why we're here.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, Board of Review. Tyler Lambert, Fire Chief for Northeast Taylor County Fire Department. Looking to bring the fire code up to the current code that we're looking at is the 2021 IFC. A little backstory on this. Northeast Taylor County Fire right now is on the 2003 IFC. And we did that back in 2010 we went to the 2003 and 2010 because we were on the 97 FC. So it was the Uniform Fire Code at that point, and it just didn't make sense to go to the 09 in 10 because the changes weren't that drastic. And so we all decided to go to the 03. In 2015, we wanted to go to the 15 code. And the city at that point just brought on Pikes Peak Regional the year before, and they were still on the 11? 2009 code. And so we didn't want to go from the 03 to the 09 at that point to bring it up. And so we decided the city didn't want us to go to the 15 code because they were on such an older code. And so we left it be. And now we're here. You guys have all gone up to the 2021 IRC, IBC, and we just want to catch up with the IFC to make the platforms of the international codes coincide better. Right now, there's a lot of things in the codes of the 21 that don't reference back to anything that the fire code has, and so it's really difficult to apply a code when it doesn't match up to your current codes. And so we're here today to bring you with the amendments that we've made to the 2021 IFC, which those amendments are the same ones that 18 fire departments, along with 4 municipalities in El Paso County, just got approved, and County Commissioner in El Paso just approved those and wrote that into a declaration now for them. So I've got a copy of what they've put in there, so you can see all the departments that have done that. Our goal is to make it really realistic to have all the builders that do come to our area be on similar codes, the same codes. And so by us adopting the 21 IFC, most of those El Paso County builders coming up here to build will be on the same code as they have down there. So they're not having to try to look through a bunch of different code books to figure out which code they should be on and that type of thing. So that's where the amendments come from, is the identical same ones as we've done in El Paso side of it. Now, we already adopted the 21 code for our El Paso County side of our district, which is like the Rampart Range area. We did that here just a few months ago. And that's why it took me a little bit of time to get you these to start looking at that process. As I understand it, which I didn't know at first, that the deadline, though, is coming up in June. So my apologies bringing it kind of last minute to get this done. But if we don't do it now, from what I understand, and John could probably contest that, we won't be able to do it until 29. So that's going to put us 26 years behind where we should be.
And I did get a chance to look through. Mac had done some research, and I got a chance to look through some of his notes. I think one of the things that stood out for me was the fact that we don't even, right now in our current fire code, we talk nothing of alternative energy sources or energy storage, batteries, if you will. So we have nothing about that.
That's one of the issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, big issue.
Okay. All right. So is there anything that you'd like to present, or you just summarized it up? I'll turn it over to the Board of Review then for questions.
I think, Mac and I talked a couple times, and he sent that letter out, which I just got to review this afternoon. And I think he's pretty spot on with the direction that he got all that information from, and the gentleman that kind of put all this together. There's a big group of them, so it wasn't just done by one person. It's been many people that put their eyes through this thing. So yeah, Mac is gives a summary on his side of it for sure.
Okay.
Ask any questions.
Board, any questions you have, or would you like to start off with some context from your perspective?
Well, in
Microphone.
in talking with the people listed in my letter, and particularly John Welton, and John, we thank you for making the drive up the pass today. Sure beats coming up in the snow, doesn't it? There are some glaring gaps if you're using, say, the 2021 IRC and you build a home or add to it with solar panels and batteries, which the code refers to as energy storage systems or ESS. John and I kind of speak in code. We could talk ESS and know exactly what both of us are talking about. But there's nothing in there to cover it. And in the 2021 IRC, it will refer you to the 2021 IFC, section 1207. Well, if you go to the 2003 that we are currently on, that's dry cleaning businesses. So there's no tie-in. It's not coupled together well at all. And I don't always agree with what the International Code Council, the ICC, which promulgates all of the codes that we're under, does. But they are doing a pretty good job now of coupling various codes to each other. And they've done that with the IRC and the IBC, which have a specific reference to section 1207 for energy storage systems. And that's not the only example, but that's the most visible. So getting everything to coordinate and synchronize, I think, is a good move.
Can I press this button?
Mhm.
Yes.
Is it gonna work?
Just push it. You got to push it off.
This one right here. There you go.
There you go.
Well, you have the magic touch. I skimmed over the 81 to 83 pages of the new proposal, and I noticed a couple things on standpipes. I don't know if you're conversant enough to talk about that. Multi-story buildings, basically making the water accessible to firefighters in an emergency. I'm curious, if the standpipe goes up 3 or so stories to a helipad, for instance, what precludes those pipes from freezing, or is it a shut-off valve in the ground below frost lot level?
They have to be in a heated area. And a good example of that is Karis Bible College. There's a parking garage. We got standpipes in the stairwells of those. And so that's a good example of where it's at. So it's got to have a heat system in those stairwells to be able to keep that water from freezing.
Okay, so those standpipes are fully charged. They don't have to come up to a level.
In the Karis one, it is
Yeah,
correct.
Okay. Thanks.
Chief Lambert, could you move your microphone a little closer? I had trouble hearing you. Thank you.
Talk louder. Sorry.
Anything? So, Chief, what are the next steps here? You know, it appears the board is complete with their questions, which surprises me. Did you say, Mac, that there's some glaring gaps that you wanted, that you
No.
needed? Oh, okay. Okay. That
No,
was, you're talking about between the 23 or 2003.
2003 and 2021 is a huge difference.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, Chief, what is the next step? What is it you're looking
No,
at?
I think having John maybe bring us up to speed on a lot of it too. I think his perspective on that whole thing would help solidify why we're here to do this and what it's going to do to make it easier for builders, inspectors, everybody to be on the same page.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. Thanks, John.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council, good afternoon. John Welton with the Pikes Peak Regional Building Department. I'm the deputy building official for the department. So much like the discussion that you've heard from Tyler thus far is the same kind of messaging that all of the fire chiefs, fire marshals, in not only incorporated portions of El Paso County, but unincorporated portions of El Paso County have had to be dealing with the same thing over, the last 6 to 14 months. The most difficult thing that happened that put us here was the Colorado Energy Office determining that a fire code was a building code. In 2022, when House Bill 1362 was introduced and then brought into law, which created a Colorado Energy Code, that at that point was what they did was just adopt the 2021 International Energy Conservation Code unamended. So House Bill 1362 set certain deadlines when, if you were adopting a building code, at that point you had to update your energy code to the minimum state energy code. At the initial time of the drafting and signature going on House Bill 1362, there was no department at that point that had truly defined what was a building code. We have an interpretation of what a building code is. So that was left up to the Colorado Energy Office. The Colorado Energy Office then, in subsequent sessions, made their determination that a fire code was also a building code. And the way that that House bill, as amended, was written and signed into law is anytime a jurisdiction, municipality update a building code. So with that latest input, if you would, from the Colorado Energy Office, the fire code is officially to them a building code. Therefore, if we have a fire code being adopted, it then triggers whatever the current Colorado Energy Code is. The reason why the June 30th deadline is the one looming over us right now is the current minimum state energy code is still the 2021 International Energy Conservation Code, unamended. September 2nd of last year, they published their newest state energy code, which is a modified version of the 2024 edition of the International Energy Conservation Code. And when I say modified, I'll reclassify that as heavily modified. Severely penalizes the use of fuel gas for appliances. And there's many other examples of how that code for the state of Colorado has been amended to make it much more restrictive than the standalone code itself. So given the fact that the Colorado Energy Office, who is monitoring what jurisdictions codes are currently adopted, the adoption of the fire code, if it is done before June 30th, then we get to stay on the code that we are proposing moving to, which is the bare minimum state energy code, which is the 2021 unamended. If the fire code or any other building code is adopted after June 30th, then you would be forced by the state to utilize the Model Low Energy and Carbon Code, which is the code that was published September 2nd of last year.
Yes. Great, thank you, John. Appreciate that. And then to either of you, the adoption of this code following your recommendation, that puts us in line with El Paso County. Teller will be adopting this as well, Teller County. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be going through the same process with them. We're not on the agenda yet, but they guaranteed me yesterday that they will be able to get it done before June 30th too.
Okay. So then we'll have some cohesive code up and down the pass, it sounds like. Okay. Excellent. Council, any questions for the chief or for John?
So actually, I got one from Mac.
Whoa,
So,
Matt.
well, sorry, he's the building code guru.
Yeah.
So the 2021 that, not the fire code, but the building code, you're okay with moving to that? Are we already on that one?
Council has already approved adoption of the 2021 International Residential Code
Okay,
and the 2021 International Building Code.
okay.
We're already on.
We did that we did that last year, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
last-
all right. I just want to make sure we're not changing from that.
We're not.
Okay.
Okay, good. So Aaron, next steps.
Yes, Karen, can you walk us through the timeline for ordinances and everything?
Certainly. Good evening, everyone. Typically with any of our ordinances like this, like the last time we looked at updating the building code, the Building Board of Review does their own review and recommendation, and that has been scheduled for next Tuesday, May 12th at 2:30 p.m. That there's a public meeting where they will conduct their own formal review and make a recommendation. And then that comes to City Council, where, like any of your ordinances, it's a two-step process. So we currently have scheduled first reading of this particular ordinance for your next meeting, Thursday, May 21st. And then the public hearing on that same ordinance would be June 4th. That evening. And it needs to be on this particular timeline in order for this to go into effect in advance of that June 30th deadline. So we really are down to the wire and cannot deviate from that timeline I just spelled out for you.
Okay. All right. So that's what we should expect then, an ordinance before us at the first June. Sorry.
May
June
June
21st.
4th meeting for public hearing, yes.
Yep. Great. Okay. No, he's already
No.
drafted the ordinance.
I think we're good.
Yeah. Yeah, nope. Okay, Chief, thank you. John, thanks for coming up. Appreciate it. Board of Review, thank you guys. Thanks for all the hard work. I know that's a lot. Okay. This work session is concluded.